We've installed thousands of home theaters nationwide that vary in style, dimensions, and budget. Having a dedicated room to walk in, turn off all the lights, and enjoy a great film is truly a blissful experience, and not only allows you to step away from the outside world and completely focus on the film in front of you, but it also gives you the opportunity to design that room to be optimized for the very best viewing and listening experience possible. However, we know so many people either don't have the extra space, would prefer a multi-purpose space, or just want their family room to become their own home theater and entertainment center to enjoy with family and friends. Well, in this video, we're going to go over the top 5 mistakes that people make when designing the audio and video aspects of these rooms and how you can fix them. So whether you want an incredible movie watching experience in a media room, family room, or just any multi-purpose space in your home, you'll want to stick around to make sure that you don't make any of these mistakes. Mistake number 1, your TV is too high. The first mistake we see so often is not placing your TV in a viewer-friendly location. We know it can be tempting to place your TV above your fireplace to match the aesthetic of your room and blend in seamlessly, but trust us, after watching just one movie, your neck will be begging you to lower your TV to a proper viewing angle. For a home theater, there are guidelines to follow regarding how big you want your screen, how far away from your main seating position your screen should be, and how high it should be mounted on the wall to have an optimal experience. Now, if you want to learn more about those, I'll leave links in the description to videos that we've made about the best home theater design practices. Generally, these guidelines are good starting points in a living room or media room, but since you may have viewers in all different locations and you need to consider the interior design aspect, we understand that many rules that people have to follow will have to be bent a little bit in order to get a good happy medium when it comes to the TV placement. Now, one of the very best guidelines that we can tell you is to consider mounting your TV so that when you're sitting on your couch, your sight line from your eyes to your TV is looking at the middle to lower third of your TV. That will give you a comfortable location to see your screen without getting neck cramps and having to stare up to see your TV. Now, if you know people will be watching from a bar location or in the kitchen in an open space concept living space, moving the TV up a few more inches would probably be a smart idea so it's easier for people to see it from all different viewing angles. And if you absolutely do want to mount your TV above your fireplace, installing a mount that lowers your TV down can be a great workaround to get your TV at a comfortable viewing angle while watching movies. In addition, if you do have some seats that can recline, you can get away with raising your TV a touch higher to accommodate that TV that's a little bit higher than the guidelines, since you can recline and look slightly higher up at your TV. Now, following all of these rules will give you a much better viewing experience, and it will save you from having an achy neck. Now, of course, if you have a more complicated setup or room, our team of experts can help you figure out the best solution for your specific space. We know how important it is to have an aesthetically pleasing room that can also perform as an enjoyable place to enjoy your content. The next mistake that we often see made is placing your couch or seat against a wall and using rear speakers behind it. There will be situations where you have no other choice but to place your couch against the back wall, and in that case, we would recommend using side surround speakers before attempting to put rear speakers on the wall. Now, in fact, we almost always recommend using side surrounds instead of rear speakers if you have to choose just one option. Now, in this situation, we like to advocate for a less is more approach and aim for a max layout of 5.2.2. If you can get speakers to the left and right of your couch that are about ear height, these will provide a much cleaner surround sound experience, whereas rear speakers that are really close to the couch won't really benefit you all that much and could actually even harm your listening experience due to them being so close to your ears. Now, as a general guideline here, if you can pull the couch away from your wall by just even say a foot or two more, you'll be rewarded with much better acoustics as well. This is because bass frequencies can build up against walls, so it's likely your bass will end up overpowering the dialogue and other sounds in the mix, which isn't ideal. However, if you still need to place your couch against the wall, some good room calibration software can really help with this. To see where you should place your seats for an optimal audio experience, you can also utilize our free home theater design tool that will show you the best locations. Plus, we recommend you watch our video on room acoustics and our video on room calibration software, which will greatly improve a room with this type of setup. Mistake number 3 is not having blackout shades and/or using the wrong type of TV. Today's living rooms often have large windows and tons of natural light, which can make a room bright and really inviting. However, when it comes to TVs and especially projectors, bright light can be your enemy. Luckily, there are some great ways to combat windows in your room without completely just eliminating them. One of the most popular options would be to install complete blackout shades on each window. You can even have multiple different shades on each window that let in varying amounts of light. One of the most popular options, especially in multi-purpose or living room spaces, is to have a shade that darkens the room but still allows some light in and allows you to see outside. This is great for darkening the room just a little bit and blocking out just enough light so it doesn't wash out the image on your screen. Now the next step would be to add another layer that comes down within a channel on the window that completely blacks out the room for the best optimal viewing experience. Now we've installed this exact setup in bedrooms, theaters, living rooms, offices, and more all across the country, and it is by far one of the best ways to marry aesthetics with function. And one of the best things about a lot of these shades is that you can have them completely automated to do exactly what you want when you want them to. Now, as we mentioned earlier, having a projector in a bright room can be a challenge if you're unable to darken the room quite a bit or you want to watch with no shades down. Now, there are some options available, such as using an expensive and large projector like a Sony GTZ380, which outputs 10,000 lumens to produce a really bright picture. But at over $80,000, this isn't always the most practical solution for most people. The next option would be to utilize a short throw projector, such as the Epson LS800, paired with an ambient light rejecting screen that actively blocks light coming in and makes your image brighter than a regular projector screen. However, the best option is to opt for a TV, and preferably an LED or mini LED option, like say the Sony Bravia 9, which has high nit output for a brighter image and technology that allows it to be easier to view from multiple angles. Now, some TVs will also have an anti-reflective coating on them to help reduce reflections from lights, which could come in handy if light from your window tends to shine directly onto your TV. In addition, if you can get your room fairly dark, a newer OLED model will work great. But if your room is bright and you plan on watching content in a bright environment, we'd again probably recommend sticking to one of the newer LED versions of TVs. Mistake number 4, using your TV speakers. Now imagine this. You've just spent all this time designing a living room or media room that has great decor, a big comfy couch, a perfectly placed large screen TV, and blackout shades so that you can entertain your friends and family during the big game or get deep into the latest movie release. Everyone gathers at your place to start watching, only to not be able to hear the characters' voices, big explosions sound lackluster and tinny, and no one can really hear what the announcer is saying during the game over the light chatter in an adjacent room. This is because you're utilizing the tiny little speakers inside of your TV. Now, for the ultimate sound, you could design a Dolby Atmos setup with a bed layer of speakers and dedicated in-ceiling speakers to really wow your guests. But it doesn't always need to be that complicated. Simply adding a high-quality soundbar or a pair of powered speakers will greatly improve your audio and sound so much better and clearer than the speakers that are built right into your TV. Now, there will be links in the description below to our favorite soundbars and our favorite powered speakers, as well as some more about Dolby Atmos setups so that you can determine which one will fit your needs and your budget. And should you need more advice on what would work best for your situation, again, you can always just call or chat with one of our experts at audioadvice.com, and we'd be happy to help you find the best solution for your setup. Now, it's also important to keep in mind that setting up your speakers in the correct location is just as important as upgrading from your TV speakers. We have numerous guides that will help you place your speakers in the best position, as well as our free home theater design tool that allows you to plug in your room dimensions, and it will actually show you where to put your speakers in your room. Plus, if you end up purchasing an item from Audio Advice, you'll get lifetime expert support so that you can make sure that your system is set up properly in your room and optimized for your space. space. Mistake number 5, no acoustic treatments in your room. Now, when some people think of acoustic treatments, they might think of huge panels with fabric on them that don't usually match the aesthetics of a family living room. However, there are many ways to improve the acoustics of your room, such as adding a nice big rug or a large couch with a ton of pillows on it. The general idea here is to try to eliminate all the flat surfaces that will reflect sound all over your room. Having canvas paintings or other soft materials will really help absorb the sound and keep it from bouncing all over. You can even purchase acoustic panels with canvas paintings on them so that they can look really amazing on your walls and do the job of making the room sound so much better. Plus, certain acoustic panels from companies like Acoustic and Kinetics are really modern looking, and they can actually blend into a room with modern decor. We find that more and more people are able to discreetly integrate their solutions into a room without having them be the center of attention. Now, if you want to learn more about the basics of room acoustics, I'll leave a link down in the description below. Now, while this may seem like an afterthought for many people, it can truly bring your room to the next level and make all of your gear really shine. Now, we know that not everyone has a dedicated home theater room where they can follow every single rule that there is to make the room sound the most optimal. But we believe that if you have a living room or media room, you can still create a really immersive experience that will impress your family and friends without completely compromising the interior design. These mistakes that we've just listed are just a few that we often see when working with customers to update their current setups. Luckily, most of these mistakes can be easily fixed, when sometimes you don't even have to spend extra money on them. Now, I hope that this video about these mistakes has helped a few people out here. Like I said before, if you want to learn more about setting up a Dolby Atmos home theater or a media room, be sure to check out audioadvice.com, where we have everything that you need to get started, including that free home theater design tool, which lets you plug in all the dimensions of your room and shows you exactly where to place your TV, projector, speakers, chairs, and everything else. Now, we also have videos on the top home theater mistakes, and we'll also have one on the top 2 channel mistakes, and one on where to place your speakers if you have a 2-channel setup. So if you're watching this at a later date, be sure to check out the links in the description below to see if they're out now. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to continue to give us your support, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our exclusive reviews and latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.